Hey everybody, Max Mazda here, back with Marvel Heroes. This time we got Hulk. Um, with patch 2.1, a lot of changes happened to Hulk. He's a completely different animal. Some people happy, some people sad, some people confused. Um, for the most part, like I said, a lot of changes happening with him. So let's go over the beginning. First off here, we got this anger. Anger is no longer pipped out. You don't spend anger by pipped or anything like that. You basically build up all your anger, and usually you spend all your anger. Um, you do regenerate your health again, 10% of your health over 3 seconds when you spend it, so you do get that. It generates pretty quickly, so you don't have to worry about spending it so much. And there's a lot of skills out there that get benefit when you're at max anger, and there's some skills that get benefit when you spend anger. So first change here is avalanche leap. They took away the tremor. Remember the earthquake tremors used to build up over here? They just built it into avalanche leap. So now this is still a movement power, but if you notice very closely, it doesn't say movement anymore. Electrometal out the window. Same with Earthquake Leap, except it doesn't have the tremor anymore. It just does more damage. Movement tag out the window again. Get rid of Electrometals. They're gone. Rubble Toss, this does a lot more damage, but it's still about as useful as it was. It's pretty slow. I mean, attack speed 0.8. It's almost like Hulk's trying to move a mountain, but it's this little rock that he throws. Hulk free, breaks free of crowd control, and you're immune to it for a little while. Crushing leap just does more damage. Same with demolishing charge, just does some more damage. Terrible roar. Hulk finally gets something that does a vulnerability. It's flat vulnerability all around. It's only 10% damage. It's Hulk Mad, this is a completely changed workaround type skill. It does plus damage rating, which is really good, plus crit rating, which and plus critical damage rating, which is it's doubled when at maximum anger. So that's even better. Really, the gem in there is damage rating. With this patch, you're really worried about damage rating, hit points, and hit point regeneration. If you're some of my old followers, you'll remember when the defense rework came out, I said hit points and hit point regeneration are going to be king. Now, hit point and hit point regeneration are truly king, with dodge being worked out and everybody getting normalized. If you look at your stats, at least at level 60, level 60 players will probably see this a little bit more. Lower level players see higher numbers, but once you get to level 60, everything gets kind of normalized. Everyone's at like 30%, 25% crit. Everybody's at 25%, 30% dodge, unless you're like one of the super characters. But dodge only does 50% damage reduction, so you're still taking that damage, and you got to replace the damage that's being done. And the characters that have that super high dodge do not have the super high hit points, so you really got to get them some hit points. As long as you're covering those bases of hit point regeneration and hit point maximization, you're going to do well in this game. And damage rating pays off in spades. You can go for crit and crit rating and try to get those super high numbers, but it just doesn't pay out. Damage rating doesn't get hit by this bell curve in diminishing returns as hard as the crit rating does. Every 1,000 damage rating is basically 25% extra damage. So damage rating comes really easy. It's definitely something to go for. We got Get Angry. This gives you some extra anger, 20, more with if you put points into it. Not much more. But anger generating effects are doubled for 5 seconds, and you generate 4% of your maximum health per second. That always stays 4%, so don't put points in to try to increase that, but at least you get 4% of your health back per second with that. It's a way to heal, and it's also a way to get anger, but really it's a way to heal. You can do that every 20 seconds with just 1 point. Hulk Fast, this is going to increase your attack speed, it's going to give you a spirit cost reduction, it's going to give you some tenacity. Tenacity right now is broken. It reports at like 0.1 to 0.2% crowd control, how do they word it? Yeah, your ability to resist by 0.1%. Yeah, it's not right. It used to be 1,000 tenacity was complete immunity, so I don't know what they're doing right now. And then, of course, the effects are doubled while at maximum anger here. I don't know why I keep saying rage, but anger. And then, obviously, the gem there again is the spirit cost reduction and the attack speed and movement speed. And then we got Mighty Roar. This weakens enemies so they deal less damage, but most importantly it taunts. And we're going to work a key feature into that taunt with the Modoc medal. And then we got Unbridled Rampage. This is working kind of similar to what it was before. It has a cooldown of 16 seconds, but it does run for 8 seconds, and it gives you plus damage rating and plus defense rating and immunity to crowd control. And then we got Hulk Tough. This is kind of a couple different passives thrown all together. It's hit point regeneration, hit points, health percentage increase, and defense, and it's all doubled while at maximum anger. This is where you start to weigh in. Do I want to spend the anger to get 4% health regeneration? Well, actually, this doesn't even spend anger. That's even better. That gives you the anger. Do I want to spend anger here? Where's the anger? Well, this doesn't even spend it. Oh, it requires maximum anger to activate. I don't know if it actually spends it now. It was spending it before. It may not spend it now. That'd be even better if it doesn't. Anyways, you know, you want to be at maximum anger to keep those maximized, obviously. All these skills here do massive amounts of damage, and a lot of them are traps. And what do I mean by traps? My favorite here is Brutal Swing. I just like the 20% extra damage at maximum. But we're just going to put points into a few of them here to show you. This does 3,700 damage. This does 3,700 damage. I'm going to do this. 3,900 damage. They're all 1.9 attack speeds. This does 20% more damage if at maximum anger. So this will surpass this. This does apply the slow. That's a nice, you got to debate Savage to Brutal. This gives you more anger, but you get anger so fast anyways. Furious is needed. Now, we know we're doing 3,800 damage there, we'll say. And we're doing it at twice a second almost. We can go with the Headbutt. This is doing 10,000 damage once a second. And we got 7,600. So that's 2,500 damage for Spirit Burner. We can do the Mighty Smash. 8,500 damage for once a second. If it's knocked down, you do a lot more damage. Then the Big Strike, supposedly, 6,000 damage a second. 20% extra damage at maximum anger. They're kind of traps. Headbutt, it will pay out. So, my build idea is Hulk Jump. And basically Hulk's going to jump all over the place with Avalanche Leap to kill everything. I like Avalanche Leap because they're the same spirit cost just about, but this is leaving the Quake for 8 seconds doing 2,000 damage a second. I'm only level, what, 30 something here. 33. So that's kind of pretty decent damage for this level. Damage starts going up exponentially once we start getting into the 40s. And we're going to go with Brutal Swing because I like the extra damage. We're thinking about staying really maximized. We're going to do Tough. We're going to do Fast. We're going to do Mad. And finally, we're going to do Rampage. And we should have a point into Get Angry. And a point into Mighty Roar. If they ever do something where I need CC, I would do Hulk free, but I get it free anyways with a piece of armor, so I'm not worried about it. But if you don't have it with the armor, put a point into it so you could have it. So we're going to click that. Obviously, we're going to put our Brutal Swing up. And then my movement ability is actually going to be avalanche. And then I'm going to pull down. I don't have to click any of those. I got this as a clicky. Mighty Roar. I don't have to click that anymore. That should be there. I don't need that. The whole goal is to get to maximum anger, and then the damage rating here is doubled, and that'll be about 12.5% extra damage. And then your attack speed is going to be doubled. The damage, the spirit reduction is going to be about 20% less spirit, so that's going to be even more easier to do. You're going to be doing 180 health per second, which is awesome. You're going to have an extra 1,000 health. Plus the 7.5%. I mean, at level 33, I'm pulling 7%. Hulk's probably going to be one of the highest hit point characters in the game. But at level 33, I'm pulling almost 10k swings before, well, that's with the maximum anger, before these modifiers kicking in at maximum anger. And that's without going into a rage or a rampage. And that's without doing the taunt. So Hulk just got really easy to play, basically. You got 2 buttons now. So I'll go do a terminal. Let's see, I'm 33. And let's see, I really want, maybe Modoc. He's 30. Hydra's 31. Hydra's a good test. So, Mighty Roar. The only thing I don't like about it is it has that cone effect, but you know, it is what it is. So we're going to see everything. Anytime you see something, you're going to jump up and slam down on it, punch it a few times. We got circles around us, punch it, jump up and down, get the tremors going. Let's see, let's just follow the map. You can see the anger goes up pretty easily. It also goes down pretty easily, so we're much better when it's at max. And it glows green when it's maxed, so we like the glow green. As long as you're glowing, you're good. And that's why I call this whole jump, because you're basically jumping around trying to get those tremors going. Let's see, I want to go in this one. I think the anger kind of degenerates a little bit too fast. But it also generates pretty quickly, so I mean, boss fights and everything, you're going to be able to keep it pretty easily. And you do enough damage with that punch that if you burn out the spirit, which is going to be the unfortunate side effect of losing the Electro Metal ability, I really don't think they understood what they did. I'll take a splinter. As you can see, also the Unbridled Rampage glows green when I can cast it. It'll stop glowing when I can't cast it. But the initial damage of the Avalanche Leap is usually enough to kill things. I like the fact that they just fly around. It looks kind of like the thing that would happen with Hulk slamming down on stuff. But Hulk is really a basic character now. Very, very uncomplicated. It's going to be almost impossible. Well, I guess I should be using Get Angry too. To get angry. Nope, let's see, this is where I should use that crowd control thing, but I didn't need it. I just burned the Unbridled Rampage. Oh, nice. Look at the size of Hulk. That's awesome. That's new. So there's Hulk. He looks a little bit weird at first, but he is definitely pretty strong. He's got some pretty good time to kill if you buy into those things. I don't buy into time to kills and time to live stuff. I go for ease to play. So he's pretty good, and let's see. Mandarin was actually one level higher level than me. So that was a higher level boss. If you ever wonder what level things are, just look at the loot. That tells you what level everything is. So that was Hulk, and that's Hulk Jump. Hope it helped. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later.